Outside of Diableria, the group met a lovely young lady named Lillian, someone who has obvious affection for Ralph. A knowledgeable source of the weird, Lillian reveals her connection to Asta and gives Seeker something to protect him. But alas, it appears reflections in a mirror often reveal a darker side of her gift. Does Lillian know exactly what she has given Seeker, or is this just some innocent mistake? I guess you're about to find out. This is The Sprouting. Ch.2 Road of Ruin, Part 2. The four of you are walking along the edge of the lake. Most of the pathway has been cleared fairly recently, in fact, by the three of you arriving to Diableria, and now you're leaving. Up ahead of you, you've probably been walking for like an hour or so after you met Lillian and after Seeker destroyed the compact that was given to him for his protection. You see ahead of you the gas station up on the right-hand side. It looks exactly as the three of you left it. For Seeker, you can see that as you're approaching this like gas station, which is broken and fallen to pieces and pieces of concrete are pointing up, the road that goes past it looks totally fine. As you look to the road that goes to the left, away from it, you notice that partway along, everything has been turned to crystal. It's exactly the same crystalline thing that you saw back in Pt.2. You can see that there is an edge to it, like a definitive stop, and you are probably pretty aware that you can see small squirrels and like other like small woodland creatures are moving around amongst all of the crystals. So life is clearly passing that border now. It's probably an hour before sunset. You guys made good progress this day. You'd gotten up early. You'd already cleared the path to get to this point. You probably have another like hour or two of good daylight before you really need to find a place to stop. So what do the four of you want to do?
As we're treading upon what I perceive as an extension of the corpse of my friend,
Yep.
I probably would take a
that's
sanity
brutal.
saving throw of sorts.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Why are you begging for those?
Oh!
I mean, it's not like you walk across your dead friends all the time, Ralph.
True, but you definitely can't see your dead friend right now, but I know what this conjures up, so yes, absolutely, go ahead. Did you succeed or did you fail?
The 52 out of my 41, I failed a little.
Yeah, I'm going to say at this point, I'm only going to make you take 1 point of sanity damage,
Appreciate
but
it.
if you decide to proceed further and you get like towards like the epicenter of this crystallization, then I'll have you roll another.
Okay, appreciate that.
We probably have about an hour or so of good sunlight left. We've stayed in this gas station before. It's relatively easy to set up in. There's a couch in the back. Or we can try to keep going, but I don't know of a safe location anytime soon in the direction we're going. So, unless somebody has a location they like, I think this is probably our best bet for the night.
Okay, that makes sense. If you think it's safe to stay here.
I'm relatively sure. We'll, of course, check the perimeter, but it should be fine. It should be fine.
Seeker will watch them check the perimeter from a safe distance.
Cool, then in that case, Seeker, can I have you roll a spot hidden for me?
Oh no! The thumper, or whatever it's called, is coming back.
The thumper.
I don't remember what it's called.
Isn't that
That's a
from
bunny.
Bambi?
Yeah, that's a bunny.
There we go. Extreme success. That is an extreme success. Yeah.
Fantastic. Then you see all sorts of shit.
Thank you, Travis.
Everything.
Seeker. Oh, what was your what was Sully always calling you?
Henry.
Henry. Yeah.
Yeah.
Until you correct him, he's gonna keep calling you Henry.
And he's not going to correct you out of politeness.
Oh,
My life. So, as you see the other three essentially like inspecting the perimeter, you see the three of them like fan out and like begin to have a look a little bit, high places, low places. For the three of you, you really don't spot anything to be massively concerned about. Like, yeah, you see like sort of a little bit up the road where Lark originally came from. You see the kind of like blood-like remains of Hollow's crest that had been clearly blown apart at some point. You see little bits of like kind of like paleness and darkness and dark red bulbs, which is exactly where you'd expect it to see. It doesn't look like anybody has been in the gas station since you've been there. None of the windows are broken since. You can see Zalata's Grace kind of quite far up the hill, but it's nowhere really close enough, and when you look again, it's kind of gone. Yeah, like the three of you don't really spot anything massively worrying about the gas station at this point. Seeker, as you're looking around and you kind of look down to where the crystals are, like the light is at that perfect like golden hour for photography where everything is in that beautiful warm light, and it just doesn't, it looks beautiful. There's no other way to describe it as awful as it is. It just looks beautiful. And as you look back to where they are and you kind of look up the hill and you see Zalata's Grace kind of like moving around, and as you look back where you came from, like you see like half a dozen of these kind of football-sized plants with like four-leaf clover of kind of like dark brown with like white spots on them, just kind of gathering around and like circling around each other and then scooting back off towards where Diablera is. You also spot kind of, as you're looking around and you look at the lake and you think you definitely spot on your extreme, like you can see the tops of these very big skyscrapers that had fallen into this sinkhole at one point. And as you look back to where the crystal is, you spot kind of far off in the distance this, like amongst the trees and amongst the kind of undergrowth that is there, although they all be crystal, like distance and light kind of makes it look kind of dark. You spot a humanoid figure. You spot the figure of a man. They seem to be like jumping out of a tree into the undergrowth, and that's what you spot on your extreme success. It's probably about 2-minute run down the road maybe from where you are, but other than that you don't see anything else.
I point like, someone's over there. I just saw him jump from the underbrush. Maybe check it out before. It could be someone in trouble or someone sneaky.
How far away is he pointing? In meters, please.
I don't know, a 2-minute run in meters down the road.
2-minute run down the road. Jesus. Okay. That's far away.
Safety run.
Yeah.
Safety run.
Not the balls out sprint that the three of you did to get the fuck away from the crystal, but like a normal 2-minute run down the road.
Yeah. Did you see if he had anything on him, weapon-wise?
I saw that he's. I was lucky that I. How can you tell it from that far away? No, of course not.
Oh. Okay. Ralph, would you be willing to have your drone scouted out for us? It would be very helpful, and it would prevent us from having to potentially get in the line of fire of a rifle.
I might put my drone in the line of fire, though. I already don't trust it if the person's hiding. I don't really trust
You're taking so long. We got to do something. Follow me. And I start sneaking off in that direction.
What was my drone going to do? Look at him and say, yeah, there's a man in the bush. He's shooting at me now.
The gun.
Check it out from the top. Zoom in.
Okay, Seeker's running into a bush.
No, I'm running toward them.
Oh, straight towards them.
Yeah, 2 minutes away in a full run, and they're not running. I'm power walking, so it's like a 4-minute walk.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Sully is getting behind you, grabbing your shirt and pulling you and himself into bushes or somewhere off the road.
Does that
Do
mean
you allow this? It's up to you. You can allow this if you want to.
I thought he was staying behind to talk with Ralph.
As soon as you start running, that's when Sully leaves whatever conversation is going on, because you might get your ass killed.
I accept the assistance to be a little more stealthy, and I can do that.
Yeah, you can absolutely slow down when Sully's like, "Oi!" I think that's absolutely fine. Yeah.
Then I'll stealth roll? Question mark.
Fuck me. Let me see. Am I any stealth?
It would
stealth. Okay.
be stealth. Yeah.
May I?
All right. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm still getting used to what some of these are. Yeah, you can roll a stealth check. Yeah, you can even roll it with a bonus die if you'd like, which means that you basically roll twice and keep the better of the result.
I appreciate that. That's very generous because I rolled an extreme failure of a 93 and then an extreme failure of 100.
Okay.
Sully's aid be damned.
Well, my good friends, as you are basically...
I've been trying to stop you motherfuckers for like a solid minute now, but like Travis just wants to run towards this person. When Sully pulls Seeker into the bushes, he grabs him by the collar and goes, "What the hell are you going to do when you get to him?
Maybe...
What's your plan?
Trade? Maybe he knows something we don't."
We need a plan of action here. You can't just run at the man. If the man has a gun, do you have a gun?
He looks at his rifle, but that's slung over his shoulder, like casually, not even. Like, yeah, I've got it back here.
Okay. Sorry, I forgot. I thought you had a pistol, which you had hidden away, but I forgot you had a rifle. Okay, yes, you have a rifle, but you're shit at it, right?
I wouldn't say that. I'm actually a pretty decent shot from where I come from.
Okay. Then you had at least the semblance of a reactionary plan, but you did not have a plan of attack. So please, calm down. Okay. I don't want anybody to die. And Sully looks behind him, looks at Lark and Ralph. Are they standing in the middle of the street in front of the gas station?
No, I'm creeping up to wherever you guys went so hurriedly.
Okay.
Using trees as cover.
Yeah, I think at the time, like when Henry saw the person, the rest of us were just still looking around. So Lark is like still off to one side, just looking around.
If you're going to be looking around, yeah, screw you. Lark, could I have you roll a spot hidden for me, please?
Of course.
Sorry, Travis. I was trying to like get a word in, but you guys kept rolling.
I'm so sorry.
Calm down.
I failed anyway, so you definitely stopped me.
It's a fail.
Lark, with one of your rare look, spot, hidden, listen fails.
Got distracted by people like talking very loudly in the distance.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, like they're talking so loud, you're kind of like, what are they? You just don't really pay attention to what's going on around you. Alas, you see nothing.
Okay. V.
Yes.
Sully's been out and about for about 20 years now.
Yeah, give or take. Yeah.
What is the like standard course of action when you meet somebody and you don't know, like, they're being a little bit like sketchy?
That person
Trade with
chose
them.
the bush. That's sketchy. Bushes are scary in this world. And that person chose a bush, then saying hello.
Yeah. Like when somebody behaves like that, that is usually but like you would behave like that too if you saw 4 people with guns. Like,
yeah, it is like most people who intend you harm are pretty balls out about it, or they're ambushes. They will, raiders are known to hide in groups and lure you in, sort of thing. People who are like alone, which is a rare occurrence anyway, you should usually always travel in more than that. If you travel alone, you are either an incredible badass or a bloody idiot. And yeah, if you are traveling in smaller numbers and you came across a group which is way bigger than yours, the natural reaction is to hide, because you don't know what a bigger group can do, and they will always have more power than you. However, if you feel like you are comfortable, you might recognize them. Perhaps like there is something about them that screams collectives, or something about them that screams, "Hey, fellow cultist, let's be culty together." You'll probably be okay, but like it kind of depends mostly on the situation. But you would hope that if you are meeting a group of a similar size or a similar structure, that you would be walking down the roads, because that is the safer route to take.
Yeah. So Sully's gonna explain like this general idea to Seeker, which is what Aethor thought might also be the truth. Which is like one person sees 4 people with guns, like you might want to okay, just calm down.
Okay.
We first engage in conversation.
Yeah.
If they refuse to reply, that's when we need to start being worried.
Okay, so you're gonna call out to them?
Yes. So you stay here. I'm gonna move a little bit away. So if they do shoot at me, they'd have fewer targets to hit. This is also why we shouldn't be all together in a syncubus. I'm very proud of Lark right now.
Okay, I'll get to the bush over there. You can have this one.
Thank you. I'm going to spread out the team a little bit. That's at least Sully's intention.
Okay.
And then he's gonna just like once 10, 15 minutes after we spread out, it's like Sully's just gonna call out like, "Hello, we don't mean you harm, but you need to show yourself."
Can you make a spot hidden for me?
Yes.
I'm assuming that the other three of you are looking in the direction that Seeker had pointed out that someone was, and that Sully is shouting in the direction towards.
Yes.
Cool, dope.
And Aether just said 10 to 15 minutes. That amount of time, it could just have gone around us several times.
Dude's fucking gone. No, yeah, seconds, sorry. I failed my spot hidden.
You don't spot anything.
No shouts, nothing?
No shouts. You don't see any movement amongst the crystals. You would kind of see a little bit further than you would normally because it's made of crystal. It is, by its nature, somewhat more see-through than normal trees. But even with the sun setting and the shadows being created, you don't see a shape of anyone at all. Like you can move a little bit closer, but you don't see anyone. You don't even see evidence of someone being there.
All right, Sully's going to look around and see if he can spot the other people that are in bushes. Like, he kept a relative track of where people went.
Yeah. So, yeah, like, as you kind of look back and you look back to where Seeker is and where Lark is hiding out, Lark and Ralph are where they were, maybe slightly better hidden for Lark than in the middle of the road. And you see Seeker just kind of like looking at the others and apparently eating very loudly a candy bar as you kind of look back at that perfect moment. Seeker's kind of like looking around, but hidden, but you can definitely know where the fuck he is.
Sully's gonna like try to catch his eyes and like mimics like put that thing down.
He complies.
Could you roll a spot hidden for me, please, Sully?
Sure. I made this one.
You did it?
Yeah.
Okay. On a success, as you look back to Seeker and just like tend to like cut it out, you see sort of like up the hill a little bit from the direction that Lark had originally come down. You see like a lot of these like broken cars and like broken like tarmac and grass and stuff going through it. You see a little distance up the hill, like halfway up, you see just very briefly, you see a man and a young child very quickly hiding behind the back of a car. You don't see them enough to get a good visual on them because I assume you only got a normal success, right?
Yeah, that's just a normal success.
Yeah, you just see like a man and a child, sort of like, you know, waist height or maybe a little bit taller, just kind of very quickly ducking behind a car and out of view.
Okay, Sully's gonna mime eyes point to the hills, and then he's gonna put up two fingers. Meaning I saw two people over there. No, I'm not doing the British. No, I'm it's more of a peace sign, but
yeah, I get you.
It's hard to do two without doing some kind of sign. It's British, peace, devil horns. It's basically just this is a phone. Like there's a very few finger company.
Okay, Neil's doing sign language, which is very good on an audio drama podcast.
I think that was love.
Podcast.
Is that the word love there?
No, I'm probably bad at sign.
It was flashing gang signs.
I was trying to say I saw two people over there.
Oh, damn.
So there was a V. There was a V.
Okay.
And an E.
Okay.
And an O before it.
Oh, damn. Okay. Well, you motherfuckers. You actually know sign language. Sully just kind of pantomimes the best he can that he saw two people in the hills. And he's going to do his best to, communicate tall and short. Like, I don't know how he'd get that across without words. But this is the time that Sully gets out his backpack, the new sniper rifle that he has, and he's going to try to spot those two people. The intention is not to start blasting away as soon as he sees somebody, but that has a scope. and if he can get a clear visual on the people, then he might be able to make a decision.
Yeah. I'm assuming everybody is actually trying to hide at the moment, right?
I would assume as much. Like Sully's lying on the ground, I assume.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. You can definitely, I won't make you roll anything for this because you saw roughly where they disappeared and all that good stuff. So you look through the scope on your newly acquired killing machine and you see that kind of at the back of the car where you thought you saw the person and the younger person like kind of duck behind the car, you don't see anything at all. It's just more broken tarmac and concrete. And as you kind of like move your scope around, like maybe they could have hidden here, maybe they could have darted off into the tree line, maybe. You don't see any evidence of them at all. So, yeah, you're just kind of staring down the scope and you don't see anything untoward.
Ah, fuck. We're getting magicked.
We're getting magicked.
I'm going to try my psychology to see if I understood his hands. No. Okay. So I think that he's pointing there. Meet me there in 2 minutes. You go low, I go high. All right. And I'm just going to start like slowly moving in that direction low while stealthing.
Okay. Okay.
No. Because if you did that, it's like it's two fingers. It's pointing that way twice. Two fingers, low, high. Yeah, I would actually. Okay, I'm there in like 2 minutes. Got it. Let's go. I'll take the low road. You got the high road. Got it. Terrible. And then I got my rifle up, and I'm like slowly creeping, not really knowing what I'm supposed to be doing, but just kind of moving into that position, and still thinking they're in the wrong direction, the other direction, because I don't think they're where he's saying. I think he wants me to go there and face the way we saw them earlier.
Fuck.
Yep.
I'm assuming I start, like, I notice quickly, like, as I'm panic looking around, trying to figure out what the fuck is going on.
Yeah, you could definitely see him, like, beginning to take off. Like, he was probably pretty close to you when you told him to, like, cut it out.
Sully's gonna get up. He has his gun, like, slung down, so it's ready to be, like, pulled up and fired if he needs to. Mm-hmm. And he's gonna crouch walk towards Seeker and like wave at Ralph if he can, like wave at Lark and Ralph and just point at the gas station again. He just does a little like wavy and points at the gas station. Just keeping low.
All right.
Like you want us to stay there? Is that the intention?
Sully is currently moving towards the gas station and he's pointing at people and pointing at the like gas station.
So basically follow me.
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
I will comply.
You're not going to meet me in the hills in 2 minutes.
Lark, as your attention is drawn by Sully's hand movement, you see sort of in the bush that's right behind Sully, you see this figure that seems to quickly duck down behind the bush that he's right by. Sully hasn't even noticed this person who could probably be barely a couple of feet away.
I quickly pull out the tiny potato out of my backpack and I throw it in the direction, like trying to hit the person.
Sure. I think there's going to be a check for that, my friend.
Probably. Is there a throw?
I believe there is.
Uh-oh.
Assault with a spud.
Yeah, go ahead and do a throw for me.
Nope, that's a fail.
As your potato goes like flying through the air, very narrowly missing Sully as he's about to stand up or as he's kind of indicating for everyone to follow him. And it kind of like lands directly in the bush, but nothing and no one seems to react. And suddenly you've just had a potato thrown at you. So do with that as you will.
Does Sully at least react?
Oh yeah, there's definitely a snap of the head as the potato lands. Then a quick calculation of where the fuck the potato came from. And then just like a death stare at you. Like
Lark is like pointing behind you.
Sully looks back behind him. Does he see anything?
There's a couple of bushes. There's what looks like the remains of like an old shopping cart maybe, and then there's like the lake, but there's nothing there. Oh, and the potato. You see the potato.
So he's gonna get the potato? No, he's leaving the potato. This is ridiculous. No, Sully is not a silly man. He does not get the potato. He does a like cut it out signal.
Lark shakes their head and points like intently like towards the bush.
Sully just does like a stop it, points towards the gas station and starts moving.
Lark is gonna keep an eye on the bush, but like sneaking into like the direction.
Yeah,
you know that sneaky like where you're like still looking towards the thing.
Yeah, like as you kind of like look back in that direction, and like I'm assuming y'all are making your way towards where Sully's indicating. Like as you kind of look there, and occasionally you look back to make sure you're not treading on something that will hurt you, and you look back again. Getting like a little bit closer, like behind one of those like really big cracks in the concrete that's like tall enough to like hide behind if you're crouching. Again, you see a figure that's like slightly taller than you maybe, just duck down behind like this big piece of broken concrete in the ground, but they make no sound. You didn't catch their features or anything.
So it's just like a shadow?
Yeah. Kind of, you're pretty sure that when you see it this time, there's no hair color that you can distinguish. There's no facial features that you can distinguish. You can't really tell what kind of clothing you're wearing, but what they're wearing. But it was definitely a person-shaped shadow that docked behind the piece of concrete.
Are we like in close proximity at this point where we can, like, whisper talk?
Yeah, I'm gonna say the four of you, for the sake of brevity, the four of you can be close enough that you can whisper. Yeah. Let's say you're really close to one of the gas pumps, or petrol pumps, as I Britishly call it. You're really close to like one of the petrol pumps. Like you're not inside properly, but you're close enough to one of those. You can have met there.
Yeah. Then Lark is gonna whisper hiss towards Sully. Mm-hmm. There's a person. There was someone over there. I just saw them.
It's some kind of a weird meet-up in the gas station. We need to figure this out.
Do you want me to like try and like threaten him with magic stuff and like tell him to come out?
Maybe. Let's get in cover before we get shot. Okay.
I'll follow you.
Yeah. Sully's intention now is to try to like never stop. He's trying to get everybody to keep moving, but we're all still crouched, so we're less of an easy target. Or at least Sully is. If anybody's standing up straight and just kind of walking along, he will pull on them to try to be crouched with him. And his intention is just to get inside the gas station, so we have concrete walls between us and most directions.
Yeah. Who's the last one into the building? Ralph, if you're waving your hands. Thank you for that, Ralph.
Me.
I have a thing I can do. I want to sneakily like unattach Odie and have Odie kind of in such a way that it's very sneaky, get high enough to like hang out at a vantage point and be able to make the cameras on him useful. Like on top of a gas pump or something where he won't be found, but he'll have a little bit of a view.
How loud are the drones in this world?
They're pretty quiet because I can't fucking deal with their sound. I mean, you can hear them if you're listening for them and they're obnoxiously in your face. But they could be pretty quiet. And if Odie's only moving once, you could probably cover that just by moving. I'll tell you what, Ralph, roll a luck check for me.
Okay.
That's amazing. I love this.
We're not on a roll today. Started with the luck check.
Yeah, no, it went bad. It's a 91 for versus 58. So
yeah, then you don't find anything higher than either the roof of the gas station, and the roof is like if you perched him on top of like the little wall that goes around the edge of the roof, like he's going to be really obvious. He's probably more likely to blend in with that like gas pump height that you could just like put him on top of.
Okay.
Yeah, unfortunately, the roof with like a beautiful spire that goes up with a giant donut on it. Unfortunately, that's
so
not
like the building
itself
will be blocking a good portion of my potential vantage. Yeah. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But
as long as he's hidden. that's
yeah, he would definitely like blend in a lot better on top of like one of the gas pumps than anywhere else.
Yeah,
and he can take off. You would know that OT would be able to like get off and leave whenever it wants.
I just don't. I'm okay with sending him to like scope out plant things for now, but like guns are different. People can shoot at drones. So
yeah, I'm gonna say because like Odie right now is our protected baby. OT can very much sit on top of the gas pump and blend in enough that they aren't the target, especially if you put them on there on the way through. It's a lot less obvious that this is a flying functional drone. So yeah, like you could definitely leave that. And if a situation were to arise, OT has a will of their own and they will leave. So I think that's fine. Yeah, okay, absolutely. As you are setting up the drone very sneakily on top of the gas pump, as you're kind of like chasing down everybody else who's now very quickly gotten inside the gas station itself, you kind of have that last look around and you can see that at the edge of the lake, you see this kind of slightly bigger than an average human, so probably about, let's say 7 feet, let's fuck around, about 7 feet tall. You see this creature with really long, spindly like arms and legs and this kind of like mirror, like this kind of like a roundish head, and they seem to be holding like 2 hand sickles and they just dive into the water completely out of view.
No.
You can make a sanity check. I think you should.
Why?
You know why.
They need to go away.
I'm just glad we didn't decide to go with the like, oh, I'm going to make it unclear if the Sickle of Yamal are like super evil or if they're just kind of a corporation that does evil things as well. No, they've just been out to get us since we started.
Just enjoying a swim. You know.
Yeah, they're just enjoying a swim. Don't worry about it.
Normal stuff.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I failed again. I rolled a 64 on a 52.
Oh boy.
Seeker's praying quietly doesn't help probably either.
Praying to the wrong gods in this world. You take 3 points of sanity damage as you see this creature suddenly blip beneath the water.
Okay. Rolf busts in the door and he's a little bit scared.
So inside the gas station for Seeker, who hasn't been here before, you kind of like enter like the shop area and you can see that a lot of the things have already been looted. There's nothing really here to speak of. A good portion of the ceiling has collapsed in. You can look up and see like a big portion of the roof and you can see that there's a staff only area at the back and that's where Sully has already like bundled into because of, you know, the protection of concrete. Yeah. And in that little room, there is a table, a couple of chairs, and there is a sofa. It's obvious that this has been used as a place to sleep. There is one other door that leads outside, and it's at like the back of the room, and there's also a small window.
He's going to check the entire room like once more, only in the reflection of the small mirror that he now has. Because it's bigger than his watch, just to make sure that everything, the dimensions still add up properly.
Okay.
Whatever you want me to roll, I'll roll it. Or if you just want to keep that on your under the hood, that's okay too. But he's nervous.
No. I'm trying to think what you might see in the mirror, and I think the answer is nothing.
That's fair. That's good.
It's like
no, not seeing anything in the mirror is not good.
That's bad. No, as you kind of like take the mirror, you know, the kind of separated part out of the compact that you were handed, and it has like doesn't have a rune on it, it's just the reflection of it. And as you use that to look around, like the room looks exactly as it should be, but obviously in reverse because of the mirror. It doesn't appear to be any bigger, any smaller. It doesn't appear to have any secret hidden runes that you're unaware of. Nothing like that.
Okay. While there's like a half second, the last thing I'm going to do while everyone always start a conversation is I'm going to try and affix the mirror to my broken, busted scope so that I can always just have it in front of me. So I can always be looking around easily while holding the rifle.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I can be snuck up on really easily, but I'm mostly looking into the mirror when I walk.
Yeah. Just like keeping an eye behind your shoulder as you go through.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to say that maybe you would have some sort of tape that could help you affix that, but you wouldn't have a lot of it, and it would be like a bit of a dodgy job. In any real running situation, it's probably going to fall off, but like just taking it carefully and easily, which you kind of have to do right now, you're probably safe.
Perfect.
Probably okay.
Cool. And as we were, so Ralph just runs in and looks pretty upset.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As soon as Ralph is through the door, Sully's gonna like close it behind him, and he just instantly blurts out, "I don't think those people are out there. I saw somebody in the hills, 2 people, and they disappeared once I got my scope up. There's no way they were actually still there. So either it's some kind of magic thing. It's some kind of weird."
I saw a person behind you.
Well, I saw sickles, so whatever magic they've got, nothing here can keep us safe from.
You saw sickles? What did you see?
Man by the lake. With 2 sickles, he dove in.
Oh, boy. Just a normal man with 2 sickles swimming in the lake.
There's a creature I've seen before. It has 2 sickles. It hunts people for the cult. I saw it by the lake.
Oh, boy.
What do you see, Lark?
I saw a person behind Sully when he was telling us to get in here. There was a person right behind him in the bush, and then as we were sneaking in here, I saw it again in a crevice, in a gap in the wall.
You were probably seeing... Ralph, what do you know about this creature? Because it sounds like it shows you people to try to distract you, I assume.
I've seen it on security footage for places I've done security for. It just hand-waved the whole process, the doors, everything.
Oh. Okay. V? Has Sully ever heard about this fucking thing before?
Roll an unlucky check. Roll a luck check for me.
27, that's a success.
Success. Yeah, you've actually heard about these creatures, but they're not... Yeah, you've heard about something along these lines where a group of people have seen different shades, like descriptions of survivors, and there are only few of them. Is that these kind of shades, these specters, that they are always in shadow, they always quickly peek out of sight, that it's kind of like they're playing a game of peekaboo with you, except the outcome is always death, for those who are extremely unlucky. They're kind of shadow-like creatures. Everybody sees something different when you are being targeted by them. The only thing that would really hold them back is fire and hope that they pass away from where you are, or that they get what they came for, i.e. there may be a specific target among the group that were being like singled out for death. That also seems to make the rest of them go away, but yeah, it's kind of, these specters are usually attached to a focal person, and fire usually keeps them away, or the object of their desire.
So I have heard of people like not only surviving an encounter, but basically getting out of an encounter. So 3 people come in,
yes.
3 people come out.
That is like the 1 in 100 case that maybe you've heard about this. Like that's like the really difficult one. Okay. And that involved a lot of use of consistent fire, which almost killed everybody involved, and also involved like the work of some former cultists to kind of help cancel that out.
All right. Oh boy. All right. I'm assuming, yeah, Sully's just gonna like give this information out. I've heard about this. I didn't know it could get through doors and security, but it causes like apparitions. It's trying to. I don't know if the apparitions attack you or if it's the creature that attacks you, but it is very, very dangerous. We are in a lot of trouble right now.
Sorry to also ask if I know anything in addition to that for my weirdness.
Yeah, sure. Roll a Yamal Mythos.
Sully with his 0 sitting over here.
So not an occult, a mythos.
Yeah. V?
No, I think this is going to be Yamal. Like, you may have heard about this, but definitely not from the cult you're from.
I don't have any
like your little sect of them.
Points in that, so I'll just grab something with a 1.
In that case, roll a luck check. You can have just as much luck as choices as Sully does. Go for it.
Okay.
I also just wanted to check if I
Fail.
had any
That's
points
fine.
in that, and it said 0.
It's cool.
For those people who aren't directly dealing with email, please, for the love of Christ, only have 0.
We're good.
So what did you get, Seeker? Success or fail?
Hard fail, so nothing. Don't worry about it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, like you probably haven't heard of these, and it's definitely nothing you would have heard about through like your little sect, for sure.
Okay, easy enough.
All right.
So do we like scare it away, or do we wait for the sun? What do we do here in this situation there, Sully?
There's no direct way to beat this thing as far as I know. You survive. They said they used fire to get rid of the apparitions, I think. And the story I heard, they had a cultist on in the team. So he apparently did something. I didn't get direct explanation. So I think the first thing we do is we start a fire. We make sure everybody has torches. We do not let shadows get created. We light up our rooms. And we need to figure this out.
Seeker starts shaking his flashlight to charge it.
Oh, bless your cottons. Yeah, I think Sully's gonna walk over and he's gonna just start smashing anything that's made out of wood. And he's gonna open the window. I believe there was a single window in this room.
Yep. As you look out the window and you see the forest in front of you, you see a figure with a younger figure standing next to them, just kind of very quickly hide behind a tree. And the second time you see them, they are definitely more shadow than people, and they're definitely much closer than they were.
Yep. Sully just slides the window open because we're about to start a fire in a closed room.
Couldn't we run away from the thing?
It's almost nighttime. I don't know if running is the better idea. I fear that it would get us trapped, hunt us.
We are trapped in this room.
Like, we couldn't barricade the door. That's not a good thing?
I'm imagining it's a good thing.
Okay, then I'm getting to barricade the door. I keep shaking as I try and push something the way of the door.
It's hard to say, Lark, because we don't know what this creature does. I'm assuming it's not immune to bullets, so if it comes in here, we can shoot it. But if we're running away in the dark and it has the ability to conjure apparitions to distract and attack us, that sounds like a very bad thing, especially if we're out in the dark.
Do those things do anything to us? Or would they?
It didn't follow the story if it was the things or if it was the creature. I didn't even know there was a creature attached to this event.
I've never heard of anything like this.
Yeah, we're barricading the doors, by the way.
Yeah, there's 2 of them. One on the inside, which leads back to the shop, and one that leads like directly out the back into the forest. But yeah, you can probably use the sofa. The only other big thing in here, I think, that would barricade the other door would be the table. It's made not out of proper wood, so like you wouldn't be able to break that down. There's very few wood things here. There's like a couple of chairs and like a little like cupboard, I guess. But that's kind of it. It would be quite a small fire, but it could go for like maybe a couple of hours.
How lucky that Sully happened to have
firewood and coal.
What burns for a good long time? Like, what the fuck are
Coal.
torches made out of? Like,
Wood.
yeah, like, but like, like they're like usually when you make a torch, it's a piece of wood wrapped in some kind of cloth with accelerant on it.
Yeah,
but like, why does it burn for a
they
long time?
They don't. That's the thing. Like the material has to be really tightly wrapped and soaked in your accelerant. Then you light them, and they don't always last for a very long time.
Okay.
Like it kind of depends on the material that you have, the accelerant that you have, like the conditions that you're in. If you're always running, of course, it's going to burn out quicker because you're adding like far more oxygen to it, like that kind of shit. But you could argue that maybe you would have like one of those old mining lamps in your bag, and you would have like some fuel for it, so that could last you a little while, but that will cost some of the resources that you have.
Of course. Yeah, I think I'm going to argue that Sully has... let's go...
Whale oil.
If we set ourselves on fire, they can't get us.
Rough though.
We're at a fucking gas station. Surely there's a canister somewhere with something.
So actually,
I tell you what, Lark, you can take a spot hidden for me.
But I don't think Lark would know what that is. I mean, I can. It probably has like a fire on top of it. Like this canister has a symbol of a fire on it. I can read that.
Yeah, I mean, take the spot hidden. Actually, no. I tell you what, take a luck check for me. Because they may have like one of those like flammable storages somewhere like very, very close to it. It's just like, this is like the canisters that we sell. Like you can easily pick up and take to your car, like that kind of shit. Let's do that. Fuck it. Why not?
You made me waste a perfectly good extreme success
you
roll.
carry that 8 over. Do not let V fuck you on this.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I haven't actually got it open. I've got my notes for recording and you guys. Yeah. Okay. Sure. Like if you like begin like looking around, like Sully's talking about accelerant and like things that make things burn faster. Like you can have like a look out the window and you see a shadowy figure kind of very quickly disappear into the forest. They're kind of like a little bit taller than you, but not much. And they are 100% shadow. Now that you can see them, you can see through them just enough, exactly as if they were a shadow cast by someone, but the someone isn't there. You quickly notice that like kind of like directly below the window, there's like one of those like storages of like flammable items that they keep like protected. And it has a lock on it. And it's a little bit rusted on the outside, but this contains like those kind of like empty canisters that you could fill up with fuel. Like it's an option.
But it's locked, right? I cannot just grab something.
No, but yeah, you can always bust it open. Like, locks mean nothing in this world.
Yeah, Lark is going there and like rattling on the thing, and then they're going to look over where Sully and the rest is still doing the barricading stuff, and they're going to say, "There's things with the symbol of a fire on here. Can we use them?"
Tell me, is this outside the room or is it inside the room?
Yeah, it's like if you look out the window, just like looking down, you can see like the metal cage.
Oh,
with, like,
okay. I thought I was in there.
Yeah, you can still reach through the window and rattle
okay.
it. Like, I think that's fine.
Like those would be like, how would those help us, V? Like, I'm sorry, I'm just like, you described.
So you have
canisters.
fuel pumps.
Yeah,
you have fuel pumps.
Yeah.
You could pump the fuel into them.
There's no power. And it's also been 70 years since the since the sprouting, so like all the gas has gone bad at this point. Like I'm a little bit.
Does gas go bad?
Yeah,
it goes like it becomes like unusable in your car because it becomes so full of like muck and stuff. But that doesn't mean you can't set fire to it.
Okay, there you go.
It just becomes extremely shit for your car.
What about like a shipment of like butane for butane lighters?
Yeah, like.
That would work.
Like if there's like gas canisters in there, like something.
They sell
like,
Zippos probably.
No.
Yeah, like you can like the butanes, like you would use for the gas barbecue things that you'll have.
Yeah.
And also, this is a gas station, so at one point, even if this has been like 80 years in the past, they probably sold toilet paper. So we can maybe make toilet paper
that
torches.
got looted. We understand from modern day that toilet paper does not last.
We've got propane.
Yeah. No, so you're saying there's like big-ish canisters of gas in that locked little room outside.
Yeah.
Okay. That's sorry. Like when you described it to Kesser, I heard basically empty jerry cans, and I was like, I can't do shit with that, man. So yeah, okay, that's good. That's good. Okay, then I think I am going to argue that Sully has he has the material to make a good fact torch, like a piece of, like he can grab a piece of wood from here. He has some kind of cloth and he has some kind of accelerant that he can create like a good fire torch.
Yeah, you definitely have the material you'd need for that. And if you break off one of the chairs of the legs, you've instantly got 8 torches worth of wood, plus whatever linking material if you're that lucky. You can wrap the ends of those very, very tightly in the material. You can douse them in the butane or whatever it is you have. And let's say because you would really only need the cloth in that situation. So I'd say maybe you lose 10 resources. It's not a big amount.
Yeah, if you're saying that there are butane canisters outside, then Sully's gonna whip up a quick torch, hand it to Lark, and then the two of them are probably gonna go through the back door, break open the lock, grab whatever gas canisters haven't broken and leaked over the years, and drag that back into the room.
Yeah,
the second they open that door, I just want to be watching it through the mirror with my flashlight, and I also have the flashlight at the open door behind my shoulder.
You and your flashlights.
I love your paranoia. You do see something move. You see what looks like from the treetops. You think you see someone who's about your build, just kind of jump from the treetops, kind of arms akimbo, land on the floor and kind of roll, and then come back up and start running into the things. They are quite shadowy. They're obviously transparent, and you see that for the briefest of moment in your mirror.
Okay.
For the two of you outside, Lark, again, you see that shadowy figure kind of darting through the woods. And for Sully, you see the two people that you have seen. They're much, much closer now. They seem to be maybe there's a little break behind the back of the gas station where obviously the concrete ground still is, and where these butane canisters are being kept, and the forest is probably a good stone's throw away. They're hiding behind that first tree. You see them very quickly split apart, one behind each tree, and they are still quite transparent to you. But the flames lifted high, held by Lark. You are definitely very easily able to break this lock. It's rusted to fuck, touching it kind of made it fall apart. And you're able to get the only canister in there that still has something in it that's not been ruined.
All right. Yeah. Sully's gonna get that back in, get Lark back in, and then he closes the door and leaves Seeker and Ralph to barricade it while Sully starts getting ready to make some more torches.
The sun is by the time you finished breaking apart everything, making more torches. I'm assuming we're having someone being the torch holder for now until you find a way to store it where it doesn't burn everything and everything it touches.
I think Lark is just holding the torch that they already had.
Perfect. You managed to break everything apart. You managed to make extra torches ready to be lit. You managed to find a way to have it supported somewhere where somebody doesn't have to hold it all the fucking time. You get it close enough to the window so that the smoke goes out and doesn't start smoking you all out. And the sun is by that point, it's pretty quickly down now. It's gotten pretty dark in here, except the flickering of the flames, which crackling quite merrily near where the window is.
Ralph.
Yeah.
How old do you know Lillian?
As long as I can remember. Why?
Does she have any... Can you think of any reason why she might be mad at you or want to, maybe hurt you?
No. How long have you known Lillian?
You saw my entire interaction, but she thought it was important enough to curse me.
Yeah, Sully's head goes up at that. I'm assuming he's making torches when you say that. He's just
what do you mean? How has she done?
Remember the amulet she wanted to give me?
Yeah.
So when you look at it this way, and he pulls it out, it's a good luck thing. But in a mirror, it's bad luck.
Huh.
He pockets it. I think this might be something to do with her. Maybe. It might not be, but it could be. They're really good at the fire thing. Honestly, I've got this flashlight, but I'm glad they got real fire because I don't know if this is going to work.
By my understanding, Lillian hasn't been with the cult in a relatively short amount of time. I heard that she was targeted by them. So, not really working with him, but I don't know whether to trust her or not.
Okay. You seemed very huggy for... Never mind. Let's focus on the... I'll keep watching the window.
Yeah, as you look out the window, Seeker, you see that figure move in the forest. And then it disappears again. You just see it again, and it's much, much closer. As you're still looking out the window, you see it kind of dart from behind a tree quite far. You see it beginning to run pretty much in your direction, dodge behind the tree nearest to where the gas station is, and then disappear. What do you want to do now? Do you want to keep looking out the window?
He kind of like ducks behind and has the flashlight up under his face.
It would be a scary story.
Yeah, it's an extremely scary visage, except the torch going off next to him like kind of ruins that scary effect.
It's right outside. It's by the nearest tree. So we got to be ready. Either are we just going to try and keep it out, or are we going to try and shoot at it? What are we doing?
If these things try to come in, we shoot them. Maybe.
Just out of character question. Why are we not barricading with the window?
We need smoke to go out.
Okay.
Makes sense, right?
Yeah. I was just thinking that's pretty much like an open door the creature can come into.
If you're thinking that things are bad, you're right.
Yes.
Yeah.
What a perfect phrasing. Thank you.
Stamp it, put it on a t-shirt.
Yes!
If you're thinking things are bad right now, you're right. That's good. Okay, sorry.
Mood.
Yeah. I imagine we don't have big wide planks we can get over the window, so it's kind of like we get into like a kind of an iffy situation with barricading it. At best, we could put a cloth over it, but that wouldn't keep anything out. Yeah.
And that would also, like, depending on what the material uses, that could also trap the smoke inside and just smoke yourselves out.
So when Seeker like pops back down, Sully is holding a shotgun and he's gotten it like ready. He also has both his rifles lined up against the wall, safety off, ready to be grabbed if like he runs out of bullets in one gun. He's like ready for bullshit. And when Seeker comes down, Sully kind of calmly just kind of says, "You don't need to be afraid. Whatever out there is it's a illusion. It's pulling on your mind.
Oh.
It's creating images of people you want or need."
Okay, so we just ignore it? Are we safe?
I don't know how safe we are. The fire is here to keep the apparitions at bay, but there's also a creature out there. Probably has a physical form. The one with the sickles. That's the thing we need to shoot.
Okay.
So we keep our doors locked. We keep our eyes peeled on the window, but I think looking out the window is... I don't know what those apparitions can do, but I think they will taunt you. I can see my niece and my brother out there running around. And I'm sure that it's showing you either your late friend or somebody you miss.
Yeah. Okay, do we want to... I guess we don't want to cover the window, but... yeah, okay. Then I guess we'll... I'll just sit under the window, and if anything tries to come through, I'll shoot it.
Yeah. I'll be over here. I have my gun ready. And Sully's gonna, like, lean against the wall. He has his shotgun up and ready, aimed at the window.
And with the rifle facing down, he's looking up at the window through the mirror.
And this is where we will stay for the next 10 hours.
And now we wait.
Is everybody intending to stay awake and keep the torch lit / change it over when it begins to run out of fuel? Is this the intent for the night?
Seeker's intent is to get some sleep after more than an hour's passed, his adrenaline's sort of wearing off, and he's probably just going to start to nod off.
Yeah, I was going to make Sully make a con save for consistently holding your gun at the ready, of aiming at the window, because that's going to get fucking tiring after 10 minutes.
It definitely droops if there's no noise and it goes down, but there's definitely that intention. The finger is on the little side guard of the trigger. The hand is on the barrel. He is ready at a moment's notice to flick that thing up. And I'm very sorry if there's an innocent little squirrel that tries to come through the window. It is dying.
Tree dog.
Yeah.
I think there's only 2 people required for this. Someone keeping an eye on the torch and the other person keeping an eye on the window. So the other 2 can probably get some shut-eye.
Oh, then I'll sleep. Thank you.
Terrible. All right.
Yep, that's totally fine. Seeker takes the first sleep, how we normally phrase.
I think Lark is holding the torch, since they're already doing that.
Yeah, we can have the torch set up in a place where you don't have to hold it. It's just propped up and isn't going to ruin everything.
If Ralph and Seeker are taking it easy for a little bit, then I think at some point when they're falling asleep, Sully asks Lark, keep an eye on the window. I'm gonna go through my bag real quick. I want to get something.
Okay.
And Sully's gonna go through his bag, and he's gonna find himself some kind of medicine that helps you stay awake for longer.
Caffeine?
Caffeine pills or something like that. I'm not talking about meth. I'm talking about
crystal meth. Except uranium.
24-hour power pills from a gas station that have survived.
Yeah. Let's say you have I'm going to say this is going to be 5 resources to have kind of random caffeine pills. Yep. You definitely have a bunch of caffeine pills, and it is you've had a few of these from this batch before, and you know that you're going to need a lot of them if your intent is to stay awake for a significant amount of time. Yeah. You are going to feel absolute trash in the morning.
I'll be alive
because you'll be alive, but you will feel absolute trash. So tomorrow, if you make it through the night okay, you will definitely be experiencing some penalties because old medication, baby, it sucks. Okay, that's fine.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, you can absolutely do that.
Yeah. So I guess that
can
out.
I do spot hidden? I'm spot hiddening out the window.
Yeah.
Oh, are you peeking your ass out the window? The head out the window?
I was supposed to keep an eye outside.
No, keep an eye on the window.
Make sure that nothing comes through the window, I think is what he means. What'd you get?
Keep an eye on the window.
Yeah.
Just my reflection. Hello. Success.
If anything were to come through that window, you would have spotted it. But nothing does except a cool, gentle breeze and the kind of pitter-patter of rain as it begins to come down. It's quite gentle. It's not coming down in buckets. It's not hailing. It's just a little bit of rain. And you don't. If you're just kind of keeping an eye on the window, you don't really see anything. If you are intending to look through the window into the forest,
they're also listening.
I'll let you ride that listen. That success for a listen as well. Kind of as you're looking through and as you settle back down again, once Sully is kind of taking whatever he is popping out of this little really thin metal thing. You hear the sound of movement coming from the other side of the gas station, as if something is scraping along the wall. It's very brief, but it's definitely there. It's and then a few moments later you hear it slightly louder as it kind of moves itself around the building, as if it's coming from the front and going around the side of the building, next to the side of where your the room that you're hiding in, not the side with the window, but around the side. It's kind of scraping along and
it's outside our wall.
Yeah, it's not inside, it's outside.
Okay. Do you hear that?
I'm gonna assume Sully can?
Yeah.
Okay.
Once it's pointed out over the pitter-patter of the rain.
Yeah. Yeah, Sully, in a hushed tone, just goes, "Yep, I can hear it."
It sounds like it's outside the wall.
And it's probably very mad that we have fire here, keeping its apparitions out. If we're lucky, it will leave us alone. If it's unlucky, it will peek its head in that window, and we will get a lucky shot.
Lark pulls themselves a little bit away from the window and a little bit closer to the fire.
Yep, that's a good move.
Could you please rouse Seeker and Ralph quietly? Make sure
I was going to say, I'm about to be woken up to a shotgun blast.
Lark nods and I'm assuming Sully resumes the position at the...
now the gun's up again.
So they're ducking under the window and shaking the other two.
Yeah.
Okay. I will assume that it won't be thinking about being under the window. So I'm just going to stay directly beneath the left corner of the window, where it's least likely to enter. Rifle now at the ready as well. Sort of at the floor, looking in the mirror.
As Lark wakes them, like they're putting a finger to their lips, just and indicating, like hearing and listening.
Yeah, you. As each of you are woken in turn, you become aware of this scraping sound, which seems to be like making its way around the building, as if it's kind of like circling it. It kind of like goes past one end of the building, scrapes under the window, but you don't see anything. Goes around to the side where it's broken, where it becomes a little quieter and like begins its circling once again.
I'm gonna put down my goggles to do as much night vision as possible, or whatever, and then I'm gonna pull out my machete, and in the other hand, instead of my gun, I'm gonna have the sickle, in case that helps.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep, you can absolutely do that.
That's as safe as I'm gonna feel.
As you're all kind of awake and now armed to the teeth, even with a sickle.
Lark also got their sickle.
But a slightly potentially less cursed one. As all of you kind of like wake up and are aware of this scraping noise, the scraping kind of like stops. And it's not there for like a solid like minute or so. And then 2 or 3 minutes pass. You need to change the torch. The torch is easily changed, but there's no more scraping sounds. And then the door that leads to the rest of the shop begins to rattle, as if someone is shaking the handle to try and get in.
Yeah. Quick question before I start blasting at the door.
And then he started blasting, yeah.
Yeah. Did Ralph describe the thing holding sickles or having sickles for hands? I feel like that description would have come up, but I didn't catch it.
I don't know the answer to that. I assume
they would be holding them.
Yeah, that's what I assume.
Yeah, okay. Sully's gonna slowly put down his shotgun and pick up one of his rifles, which actually will go through the door because the shotgun actually has salt pellets in it, and that's not going through a door.
Yeah, that ain't getting shit.
Everyone knows ghosts hate salt.
Sully's gonna like slowly put down his shotgun, get his like not sniper rifle, aim it at the door, and just 3, 2, hand out the gun, and then he's gonna pull the trigger, like shoot at whatever, like where the rattling is coming from.
Okay. Fire a shot off.
By the way, that was a 3, 2, 1 for the rest of you too.
You see Sully 3, 2, 1ing, putting the figure on it at exactly the point where you would want to.
I thought you didn't know sign language.
Alright, that was a hard success on a rifle shot.
You blast a hole through the door, and Sully, you hear 2 people screaming as if being shot by a rifle in a sensitive area, but not one that will instantly kill them. You hear an older man and a much younger girl. Seeker, you hear a male voice screaming and crying out in pain, a cry that's quite familiar to you. Ralph, you hear this loud, almost metal-like screeching of a creature. And Lark, you hear a young man's voice just kind of like call out in pain. Can I have each of you make a sanity check, please?
I'm going insane.
I passed.
Oh, extreme success. Can I mark it for
improvement?
Improvement.
That's good.
I did it. I failed.
Everybody who succeeded, the voice of someone that you either care about or somebody that you have, or a creature that you are vaguely familiar with, you're aware that this is clearly some sort of illusion, and you only take 2 points of damage. For everybody who succeeded, the creature or the voice feels extremely real, and you take 4 points of sanity damage.
I think you mean
you flipped it around.
Failed.
Yes, the failures take 4 and the succeeders only take 2.
Yeah. Sully just mutters, "It's fake. It's not real. It's the creature."
It's fake. Like, Lark's repeating what Sully's saying. They're believing what Sully's saying.
I said it with confidence.
Just reassuring himself.
Yep.
Yes.
You never asked me to roll damage.
Oh, sure, roll damage.
I don't like this.
It's not real. The damage is not real.
Yeah.
The damage to the door is really real.
Oh no.
The door mimic. The door mimic is dead.
Yes. Now it's just a normal door that will be barricaded.
You guys think that's the gas station that's mimic?
You're thinking
The
too
room is a
small.
mimic.
Yep, that's 10 damage.
Yeah, you put a really big sizable hole in the door.
Did he get it? Whatever the hell that thing is out there, I hit something. I don't know if the apparitions scream when shot. I don't know if I hit the creature and it screams like that when it's shot. Your guess is as good as mine, Seeker. Henry. Whatever.
You said it's not real. Then what you hit was not real either.
Whatever I hit wants us dead. Whether it's real or not doesn't matter right now. It's some kind of a strange magic thing. And I'm not gonna split hairs about its existence. I just want to survive the night right now.
Could I have all of you roll a luck check for me, please?
Oh, fail.
Fail.
Success.
Thank you, Rob.
Finally.
Sully, what you hear at the window, you hear 2 footsteps running. You hear Revan shouting out for Bree to run and flee. It sounds incredibly real out the window, and you can hear them running away. Lark, you hear a young man's voice. Well, sort of a young man's voice. It's a young kid who's pretending to be older than they are. They're trying to put on that voice. And you hear them calling out. You hear the voice kind of looking for their lost sibling. It's a voice you haven't heard in a very long time. And for Seeker, just on the other side of the door, you hear Asta's voice. The voice warns you that the people inside are trying to kill you, like they tried to kill him. Ralph, you don't hear anything.
Yeah, that's great.
Sorry,
Lark already, since they convinced themselves that this is not real, they're putting their hands over their ears and they're looking out the window.
Yeah, when you put your fingers in your ears, you can still hear Weston shouting for you, but like it's much quieter now. It is like you put your fingers in your ears and he's no longer shouting, but you can definitely still hear him scrabbling around outside, like shouting for you.
Seeker's going to make one psychology roll at Ralph to see if maybe he can suss something out of, like, thinking...
Oh, because the other two are acting like you, and Ralph is like, fuck you guys, I'm not hearing anything.
Earlier, when he was talking about Lillian, that was a bit suspicious. Yeah. So, is it feasible that Ralph would maybe be hiding something? I rolled really well, of course. 12.
I have a 6.
Kind of like...
Hard success.
Yeah, like, everything about this seems like really sus, especially with regards to Ralph, because the other two are reacting as if they're hearing something, but Ralph hasn't reacted to anything at all, although he is ready. But he does, like, as you're looking at him, there is, like, some genuine concern there. He is holding, like, the sickle a little bit too tightly. He's looking nowhere near you. He's, like, looking around for the danger, and he might be a fantastic actor, but in this moment, it doesn't seem like he's faking his concern for his existence.
Okay, fair enough. Then I'm not going to in this moment think he's going to kill me. That's fair. I'll go with that.
Sully is slowly going to rack a new bullet into his gun, put it down, take up the shotgun, and take vigilance of the window again.
As you join Lark by the window, you can see that they're like tears in their eyes, and they're still like just staring out the window, keeping their eyes their ears covered, just staring out.
It's not real, Lark. Whatever you're hearing, it's not real.
Can I still hear it?
The three of you can still hear the voices that were speaking to you. They're still trying to talk with you. But, like, you are able to hear Sully. He is, like, quite close to you.
Yeah.
Even with your fingers in the ears, you can still read his lips a bit. You can still vaguely understand what he's saying. Yeah.
Yeah. I know it's not real. I know it can't be real. It's been years. The voice would have changed by now. Like mine. It can't be real.
Smart kid. That's right. It would be different. This creature isn't as smart as us, and that hopefully will mean it leaves us alone, or leads to its downfall. We can only hope. I'm sorry this is happening.
Don't know what's going on. I feel like we should have left, like we should have tried to run.
You want to be out there with these things?
No, but I could be somewhere else.
One of us would have...
where they can't find me.
One of us would have ran slower than the rest of us. Sully, like, kind of taps his leg. Maybe I was being selfish, keeping you in here with me. But I believe we have a chance.
Do you have trouble running?
My age is catching up with me. I'm not as quick as I used to be. You should have seen me back in the day. I could clear entire streets, jump over cars. Those days are gone now. But I'm wiser. And while I may have ran faster than this thing back then, I'm now smarter than this thing.
By this thing, do you mean the thing outside?
Sully just nods his head.
You've met it before?
Nope. I just know it. It's preying on surface emotions. The most obvious thing. It's not clever.
Yeah. I still hear the voice outside. It's still saying the same things over and over again.
For me, it's my brother and Bree. Who are you hearing?
Weston.
Who was Weston?
My kuya. My sibling.
I bet you miss them a lot.
I do.
We'll be okay, Lark. We'll get you back.
Can you talk to me a little bit more? It's easier to focus on you than trying to block the voice out.
Of course.
You should have seen me back in the day, running and pissing myself in fear instead of age. You should have seen it.
He did say he was no smarter than the creature, and then he called the creature dumb.
No, I am smarter than the creature. No. Sully's got, like, ego up to here, dude. Okay. No, he is. I am smarter than the creature is definitely what I meant to say. I don't know what I said.
Could I have Lark and Sully please both roll d6s each?
Sure.
3.
4 3.
You both get to roll back, claim back that amount of sanity each.
Nice.
And for both of you, the voices lessen until they're gone. For Seeker, alas, you still hear the voice on the other side of the door.
Oh no, the wild
is
card.
Unfortunately still there for a
You
while.
didn't join the conversation. Come on, we're making a self-help group over here.
He's been making little sigils, scrawling these little occult symbols underneath the door, kind of as he sits there and the window, and kind of moving from place to place for truth and safety and protection against fear of death. You can also roll a d6 and recover some sanity based on that. It's kind of like a almost instinctual comfort blanket of like just drawing symbols that you know should provide you some sort of protection. 1 sanity recovered. Ooh.
1 sanity recovered, but the voice is also to lessen. For the 4 of you, the rest of the night kind of passes quietly.
Aha! The morning. The morning was a trap the whole time. A lure into a sense of safety, for in the light, shadows are stronger. Because, light physics.
Without light, there is no shadow. Damn,
we have truly messed up. We should have ran at night.
Yes, you're right.
Where is all shadow?
That's why Lark was like, let's get out of here.
No.
Hello, Neil here. Thank you again for listening to The Sprouting. Big thanks to patrons Smitey for the name Esmeralda and Thirsty for the name PC. If you'd like to find our Patreon yourself, you can find us at patreon.com/Blighthouse. If you would like to find our website and information about our other shows on Blighthouse Studios, you can find our website at blighthouse.studio. We've really been enjoying making The Sprouting, and if you've been enjoying listening, then we would love to hear about that. Shout at us at our Discord, leave a review anywhere you leave reviews, holler at us on social media. We'd love to hear from you. We would love to hear how people have been taking the new show. It's very new and different to us. So, we hope that you're all enjoying it too. So, thank you all again for listening, and we will see you next episode. Bye.
My name is Johnny, and I'm the host, executive producer, and Prince of Lies for the Monsters Playbook. What's the Monsters Playbook? It's an actual play Monster of the Week podcast set in my hometown of Minneapolis, Minnesota. It's a character-focused adventure where you'll meet Kira Ashwood, a journalist with a cult past she's desperate to atone for, and a secret power hidden even from herself. Casey Davis, a taciturn secret agent becoming disillusioned with the agency she thought she could trust. Theo Nessos, a professional sorceress trying to escape the shadow of her powerful magical family. And Mark Clayton, a pretty haunted introvert who just wants to make sense of his powers and all the weird things that keep happening to him. If you like Buffy the Vampire Slayer, The Dresden Files, or any city-set supernatural story with monstrous threats and messy feelings, check out The Monsters Playbook. New episodes every other Tuesday, wherever you get your podcasts.